away. In lane 7, we have Williamsburg Boat Club. In lane 6, Charlotte Youth Rowing. In lane 5, from Washington, D.C., TBC Racing, Elizabeth City Rowing Club in lane 4 from Elizabeth City, New Jersey. TriStar Rowing in lane 3, and closest to the shore is Girls Preparatory School in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. And so just a reminder, so lane 2, the girls prep school from Tennessee, they're the closest crew to us. You can see at the start the crews are kind of milling around. The race, I think, is set to go off at 8:55, and that's a minute's time. So the starter's got a little bit of occasion to get them into their positions. So just to run through some of the competitors in that, Charlotte Youth Rowing, we've got Anne-Marie Home in the stroke seat, Lucy Baldwin, Zella Weed and Mary Muir. Elizabeth City, stroke by Emma Mayer. Girls Prep School, that's Georgie Richmond. TBC up from DC, we've got Olivia Hoof in the stroke seat, Emily Christopentus, Liz Benke and Liz Bartos up in the bows. TriStar Rowing, Charlie Spencer, Layla Waring, Greer Duggar and Oslin Birkenhaler. And then we go down to Western Harbour, and they've had some success here already this morning. Abigail Schutz is stroking that boat. And then Williamsburg Boat Club, stroked by Bryn Spicer.
Yeah, and I think this is an interesting point in the season for some of these crews. Not quite middle of the season, but definitely sort of a great opportunity to come here and race and sort of see a different set of competition than sort of your regional regattas that you've been at. So
yeah, and it's clearly like a massive high point in terms of the point. I
see what you did there.
In terms of the crowds. Yeah, a lot of these crews, like Charlotte Youth Rowing, obviously from Charlotte in North Carolina. Elizabeth City, again, another North Carolina crew. The girls prep school that we talked about from Chattanooga in Tennessee. TBC Racing, we've already mentioned, from DC. And then TriStar Rowing, which is like a big club from Louisville, Tennessee. And can't miss them with their stars on the blades. The crews are nearly straight. So we've got closest to us.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that is lane 2.
Yep. That would be Girls Preparatory School. And, when you have these floating starts, it's kind of interesting because you have someone with an aligner that's basically saying, all right, the boats are aligned. And I'm not sure if there's different formats where the referees poll the crews to say, are you ready? But in quick starts, they'll just say, ready, go.
Yeah, and they're like, from my eye, they're pretty straight, Akil.
Yeah.
Like, they can go now. And we've got that little graphic on the bottom right of the screen, which we love, is the time. And there we go. And you notice this fantastic clean start from all the crews. What a great start, I think, from the crew in lane 3. That's TriStar Rowing.
Yeah.
Just so
very
good,
very cool. But you can see right there, Girls Preparatory School is right there with them. We have Elizabeth City that is there in that black boat, and there's a great shot right here. I love these shots. You can see the athletes just fully suspended on the oars. They're right in it.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's the crew over on this side. Is that Albemarle that we took a look at? You can see our boat trailing to bring you these really heart of the action shots, and I think we saw maybe Abigail Schultz, who was stroking that boat.
Yeah, and there you go. That sort of great shot right there. You can see crews on the other side getting ready to warm up for the regatta. And right here, you to the race right now. And so the question is, as a team, in these take such precision, sort of what's going through these athletes' minds at this point, Martin?
Well, to me, they burnt off all that oxygen in the start. They're so intense. The rating, the number of strokes per minute that they're doing is very high. And at this point, they're transitioning down into a different kind of rhythm. And you can see there, that's kind of quite relaxed. I think that's Williamsburg boat, guessing.
Yeah, and it looks like we have over there, is it Charlotte Youth Rowing in that yellow boat that's maybe to a lead there? A small lead.
Charlotte Youth Rowing, stroked by Anne-Marie Horn, and we'll be getting you a shot of them. But to me, they really look, you can see, we've got our camera, which is, I guess, around 500 metres to go, and we can pick crews up from that camera, you know, the 750 metre mark. So that's the Western Albemarle crew, I think, over there in lane 8.
Yeah, so
Abigail Schultz in the stroke seat of that crew.
yeah, and right here, so we can look over, we can see actually that's Elizabeth City. Pardon me, I think in that yellow boat over there. We just had that shot there. Here we go. This is a great shot here.
So we're looking at those crews with Elizabeth City Rowing Club, stroked by Emma Mayer, with those distinctive red background and a blue cross. Elizabeth City Rowing Club, who based in Elizabeth City,
New
North
Jersey.
Carolina. Yeah. So you can see those bubbles there, which is very interesting.
What's going on with those?
Well, that is the hydro dam, I think, here.
Okay.
And they put a line of bubbles out. And, you know, that can be very difficult for fitters if they catches one of those bubbles.
Right.
That, you know, you could maybe lose your blade. And you've got to be those bubbles. But I think that's the last of them there.
Yeah, adds a different, a sort of different of difficulty there. And here we go right now. You can see these crews. I think that's over in lane TriStar right there. You can see just the 3 stars on their blade. That was a great shot.
Hey, what a race this is as they come through the bubbles. 3 crews just going head to head. And you can see that number 6.
That is, yeah, Charlotte Youth Rowing right here has been working hard throughout this whole race to sort of just establish a nice steady platform. They look very nice, just shoulders, just nice and relaxed.
Yeah, why is that important, Akil? Just why it's important to have the shoulders relaxed in this.
Well, if your shoulders are too tense, when you go to take the catch, you don't have that elasticity, and you can't really accelerate the boat, and it just really has sort of a shock to it. But right now we can see that right there, that looks like we over here in, was that lane 8? Is that Western Albemarle? Oh, so right here, back to Charlotte Youth Rowing right there. You can see just some really good rowing right here.
Yeah, so in lane 4, we've got a great surge towards the finish in the Lenny Peters Cup from Elizabeth City. And they are coming up right behind us. They're into the red buoys, and Elizabeth City have surged through, for my money, in that black boat to take a lead. What a great bit of rowing.
Yeah, throughout the whole race, there was really those top 3 boats contention for the win. And now it looks as though Elizabeth City is really taking the rate up hard towards the finish line.
I love their technique. It's beautiful. They're really poised. They've got a lot of time as they recover forward. Very direct, very snappy on the front end. And it is Emma Mayer, Elizabeth, Kieran Rogers and Ella McFadden who are going to come up to the finish line.
And here's a charge. TriStar.
And I think they're TriStar not quite going to make into second place. Yeah. So that was a fantastic sprint at the end. We didn't quite boat congratulated by the woman, the stroke of that boat, congratulated by behind her.
Yeah, some really fine rowing. Great way to sort of start the day there. Just seeing that, and you know, as we spoke about some of the conditions, one of the challenging things, there are the bubbles. Them making sure that that your boat stays on top of the water, really getting those oars in cleanly. You expect that on sprint courses.
No, you don't. And I think it was what was so cool was to see the poise that crew had, even when into the race, when they were kind of under the most pressure. That's really what counts. And
what I really liked about it is that we talk about when you go to a race and you see that there's not a huge drop off, right? Like throughout that race, the start, all of the boats were there. They were all in contention. And then sort of at some point, there were those lead boats that started to establish themselves, and they were just right there.
Yeah, okay. That was a fantastic race. And if we have excitement throughout the day like that, those young women, after that 1,500 metres of racing, they're kind of back at the end of the course just behind us. And, well, congratulations. And hands are burning, their legs are aching. It's really tricky in the conditions here, you know, because if you get too hot and sweaty, the handles that these guys have to hold, you can lose your grip on those blade handles.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the, we can get into grips, but
Oh, right, okay.
the Stanley grips,
Yeah, yeah.
they